Alrighty, so the day is finally here. This is the first TCL NXTPAPER phone with a NXTPAPER 4.0 display. Of course, that means this is the TCL NXTPAPER 60 Ultra. Now, this box is a special edition box that is not going to be the typical retail version, but I thought it would be really fun to unbox this because, well, it's pretty darn fancy. So of course, not only is this phone huge, which we'll see in a second, but it also has support for a stylus. And that sort of puts it in the realm of Galaxy Note competitors, which isn't something that we commonly see. Pretty much only Motorola has tried to do that. And of course, Motorola's stylus phone is not exactly a powerhouse. Now this one, okay, wow. Gee, dang, look at this, okay. Whew, look at this folio case. It's got just like a notebook. You can get a bundle that has both the case and the phone, or you can just buy the case and the phone separately, depending on what you want. Of course, as you can see, it's a pretty sizable phone. Alrighty, so this folio case is actually sort of dual purpose. It has a piece that comes off, and then of course it goes in the folio itself magnetically. Now let's take a look at the phone itself. This camera module is so cool. Look at this thing. I tell you what, this thing should be called Galaxy. Now, if we want to look at this comparably, this is a Galaxy S25 Ultra. So it's bigger than that. You can see the size difference here. Like if I line the bottoms up, look at how much room there is on the top there to expand on that. And if you go wider, well, it's not really any wider than the S25 Ultra. So that's interesting to see that it's so tall. You can see the matte layer on top of this and how well it protects against glare. And of course, the Galaxy S25 Ultra also has an anti-reflective layer on top, but it's not as good as this one. So that right there shows you how good TCL's matte layer is on this screen. This is some excellent stuff. Loving the way that looks. All right, I'm going to put the phone back in the case. So as you can see from the case, this is the official one. Like I said, you can buy it separately or you can buy it in a bundle with the phone. It's got a MagSafe ring right there, it looks like. It's sort of a vegan leather. It's a little more plasticky than maybe your typical vegan leather. So I think that feels maybe a little bit cheap. The edges here are plastic. They're not like rubberized or anything, but they are soft touch. And then of course, the phone fits right in there. It squares off the edges a little bit more. And then it's going to fit in this case, magnetically attaches. So it's a pretty decent magnet. It holds in there pretty well. You can use it as a kickstand like this. You can adjust the angle pretty easily. It's a pretty nice little case. I do like that quite a bit. And I really like that it has that. That's awesome. And this feels a lot more like leather, this case. This feels like a proper, maybe like leather notebook. Doesn't smell like leather though, so you're not gonna get that little joy. Put that aside for now, and let's take a look at the stylus. Just like the S25 Ultra, this has support for a stylus. Unlike the S25 Ultra, of course, this stylus does not fit in the phone. So it has these little notches on the side of the case, and it clicks in here and then slides up. So now you have that stylus attached to the side, and then boom, there's the sheath for the stylus. So the sheath is on the side of the phone. The stylus itself is here. This is an active stylus. So you got a button on the side and a nice little clicker on top. Gotta love that. That pops right in there. And then of course, stick it right back in the case. Put it in the folio case, put it away. That is a cool little notebook phone. All right, next, what is in here? So let's look at the map. I'm assuming this is probably manuals, but let's find out. Oh, look at that. Okay, so this looks like a little how-to, sort of an explainer on what's going on with the phone's display. So this is explaining circular polarization. This is a polarized lens on the S25 Ultra. If you turn it, you can't see the display at certain angles, right? which is kind of annoying if you're driving typically, because that's probably when you're going to be wearing glasses that do this the most. But of course, this also changes how the light reaches your eyes. If we check out the NXTPAPER 60 Ultra, doing the same thing, you can see from all angles, the screen is visible. And the point here is that circularly polarized light is more like natural sunlight, and it's supposed to just feel more natural for your eyes. This is not the first phone to do that, but seems to be a fairly new thing that is catching on. Of course, this is the flicker-free. They're saying there's no PWM in this phone. This is the anti-glare filter, which is technically called nanomatrix lithography. And that's going to give you the anti-glare versus the normal, you got the window reflection or whatever on your screen. And of course, this is the circular polarized thing that we just went over. Cool. There goes the map. Next, we have the Vine. I don't know what these are. Makes me think of those little puzzles in Hogwarts Legacy. Well, of course, I should have figured that out. It's the cable. Yep, just a standard USB-C to C cable. Nothing to see here. And this is a big duh. Could be another Harry Potter reference, but it's probably just the charger. Yep, sure enough it is. No, it looks okay. So this is a max 30-watt charger. It's a standard European charger. Right now it's only sold in Europe, but rumor is that we will see this one in the United States at some point in the future. So if you're in Europe or one of the many other countries that this phone is sold in, you can check it out. So that's it for the unboxing. That's the TCL NXTPAPER 60 Ultra. Stay tuned for display review and everything else on this phone. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.